Alright, what's up guys? Commish AceCoach704 here. PEL live show. Brought to you by hell, I don't know, I'm tired. Brought to you by Madden 18 because a lot of you guys are playing Madden 18. And hold on. So a lot of you guys are playing Madden 18, and I don't know how many of you are watching or not, because I did now just go live, and we'll wait for maybe a few seconds before I start digging deep into everything. But I will start off and say that the Raiders guy, Jerome, is having some personal issues and will not be in the league immediately as an active member. However, he has agreed to take the first opening that comes available. So that means the Raiders are available, but I'm not allowing anyone to switch. We are looking for a very active, strong and sim player for a team that is highly coveted. So I'm not going to take anyone that's just whoever, basically. They're going to be grilled pretty hard, and they're going to have to prove that they're going to be an asset to the league and contributing. And, well, before I get into that, let's go jump into how the league's going to start off. Then I'll get into features and things like that. Alright, so people have the game now. The rich people, as I said. Us common folk will get the game Friday, and we discussed it before. We're going to start the league on September 1st, which is a Friday, and that Friday will be at midnight. So that's Thursday going into Friday. League will start at midnight. I will send invites out at midnight. We will start in the preseason. That way you can make your own cuts. And I'm hoping that the rosters are going to be updated. There's something called starting points that I'm not quite sure on just yet. But we'll see when we get the game, when everybody gets the game, I should say. And I'll run through it and see how it's going to flow. But we'll start in the preseason either way. The advanced schedule will be discussed next week on next week's live show. I've got to see how the preseason flows this year. They've changed the cuts to all in week 4 of the preseason, so that's a very big week. Not only with setting practice squads, but now cutting down to 53 players all at once. It used to be staggered, of course, as you guys know, but now there's going to be a bigger emphasis on that preseason week. So I'm going to get the game, go through it, and then we'll discuss the advanced schedule for season 1 next week, because I'll have an idea by then. Make sure that once you join the league, you can only sign one free agent for the entire preseason. That's not one a week. It's one for the entire preseason, all 4 weeks, because we are very strong against free agent hoarding. That's something that will not ever happen here in the PEL, okay? If you do sign more than one, I'll be able to tell if it's a CPU signing from advance or if it's you just signing more than one free agent. What I'll ask you to do is release them. If you don't release them, then I will edit them and they will suck. And then once they are unuseful to you and you cut them, then we will make them whole again, so to speak. Alright. Preseason, you can play your games. I turn the injuries off. You can play if you want. No big deal on that. Let's jump now to practice squads. Practice squads are set week 4 of the preseason. Very important that you do that, because once we get into week 1, squad stealing will be off week 1, and I'm going to tell you why here in just a second. But if you don't put someone on your practice squad, we all know how Madden can be. That player may disappear from the game. And then, you can't cry to me about it because I'm going to give you ample time to set your practice squads. All right, so when we advance to week 1, you don't set your practice squad and you lose a player, then, I'm sorry. There's nothing, I can really do about it, unfortunately. Squad stealing opens in week 2 because everyone obviously can't get to the game within that advance time. And I like to give people one more week in the regular season to set practice squads. And then week 2 of the regular season, that's when practice squad stealing starts. All right? So just be very aware of that. Now, let's jump into our league features. And I did a league feature video on this a few weeks back, maybe a month now. But, we have a number of new people, and plus some of y'all probably forgot anyway. So, I'm going to talk in depth about our league features tonight. The first one is the weekly league live show, which is always Tuesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. This is the second one for Madden 18. Last week's is available on YouTube. If you want the link, if you hadn't seen it, just let me know and I'll send it to you. Typically, 30 minutes is what I'm going for on the live show. But if we have questions, which, if you do have questions, just post them in the chat. I have the chat pulled up and I'll be able to see them. And I'll answer them right now. But yeah, 30 minutes is typically what I go for. Once we get into the game, it could go a little longer. We'll talk about what's going on in the league, big trades. There's something crazy in the chat. We'll talk about it. And then, there'll be certain features we talk about as we get into the game itself. Storyline Sundays for all 32 teams. That's when I'm going to write a storyline for every team in the league. And usually it'll feature a player or something crazy. The guys that have been here know, that, we had fun with the Chargers last year. And some of you guys did a really good job. And writing your own storylines. It could be about matchups. It can be about pretty much anything. And I'm going to write one every Sunday. But then you have the freedom. And I'm going to ask everyone to at least do one little thing a week on Daddy Leagues and post in the blog. And, it's really simple once you get in there. And you new guys, I have your Daddy Leagues names. If you don't have a Daddy Leagues name, please get with me and I will get you. I'll show you how to sign up for an account. And Daddy Leagues is pretty much our league hub for everything. All these videos that we do go on there. Of course, there's the stats, the standings, rankings, all that stuff goes on Daddy Leagues. Anything we do at the league goes on there. So it's really good to have that access and see all the cool stuff that we do. So I'll be doing the storylines every Sunday. And of course, please, once a week, log on, type a little blog about your team, why you guys will do well, so forth and so on. I'm not the type of dude to ask you to do a ton for the league because I feel like as a commissioner, that's my job. Some leagues require their members to be super active, create Twitter accounts and all that stuff. But, we ain't trying to do all that, man. Everyone's got lives. And my job is to enhance your life with this league. So I take the burden of that off of you. You play games. And if you can be as active as you want. Of course, we encourage everyone to be active. But at the minimum, one post a week. That would be awesome from everyone. We're going to do pre-draft roundtable analysis this year. This was an idea Cody came up with. All the commissions in some form or fashion. I'm not sure if we're going to do a conference call or what. But we are going to look at the draft. We're going to look at the teams. And then before the draft, maybe a day or two before the draft while we're in free agency, we're going to do a roundtable about what each team should be looking at and draft-wise. I don't know much on how we're going to do it. But, me doing it by myself in the past, I just kind of go through by division and then kind of go through and look at the roster and see, where they're weak at and, look at the guys that are, being scouted on and in the draft and see where some of those top guys may go. I try not to give away too many spoilers because some of y'all don't know how the hell to draft. And some of y'all are just sneaky as hell. Scout a 6th rounder and take him in the first and piss everybody off. So pre-draft roundtable analysis, that'll be fun. And then once again, like I did last year, I'll do the post-draft grades for all 32 teams. I did it a couple ways last year. I did it written, where I wrote out kind of the draft classes because it's kind of easy to do in daddy leagues to kind of separate them out and then see who was star development quick, so forth and so on. Or I did a video, and in the video, either way, I have to do my research and then put it out there. I think the written went over better as opposed to watching a 15-minute video about draft analysis for the league. So I'll try to write them out, but if I don't have the time, of course I'll do the video. But I think that went over really well. A lot of the guys appreciated that, and they really looked to get a good draft grade, and that just adds to the fun of the league. Quarterly power rankings, we've always done that here, as if we were League of Legends 2 years ago, and now PEL. Everyone kind of gets into the power rankings. The way I'm going to do it this year, the top 10 will get comments. So to be in the top 10 is really going to mean something. If you're below that, I'm not going to comment on you. That doesn't mean I don't like you. I'm just not going to comment on you. But the top 10 guys will get recognized, and I'll say a little something about the team and the way they performed. You guys know that have been here, how that goes. And then quarterly means every 4 weeks. The last power rankings are going to be what we call the League Owners Award Show at the end of every season. So what we do is everyone in the league gets an award, and it's really fun. I only did one last year because we started having turnover towards the end. But basically I just kind of rank everyone in those final power rankings, and then I say something about everybody. And then you all get a little award. And some of those names have stuck. Like Lee, for example, is the random shit award guy. And some of the other guys remember their awards from last year. So that's a fun thing that we like to do. And show that everyone's a part of the league and you bring something to the league. No one is not a part of it. Everyone plays a role and everyone makes it a full 32-man great league. So we do that at the end of every year. Sliding scale XP. I thought about this a good bit. First year is going to be 300. But I think we're going to drop. And we're going to do 50% drops till we get to 100%. So year 2 will be at 250. Year 3 will be 200. Year 4, 150. And then year 5 and on will be at 100. Alright, so 50% drops in XP till we get to 100. So that really encourages you from the start to develop your guys and take advantage of that XP at the max. And then once we drop it down to 100 by year 5, hopefully that will alleviate some of the super team stuff that we started seeing towards the end of Madden 17. We typically get in 9 full seasons, and then what we do after that is we start simming the regular season and there's playing the playoffs to kind of get deeper into the game. And I think they really pushed us to around 15 seasons last Madden before we just kind of shut it off. But if this game is good, I think everyone will be a little more active because everyone got so frustrated with 17 and it just wasn't fun towards the end. So that's what we're going to do with XP. Alright, so 50% drop each season. Then we hit year 5, we'll be at 100, and then that'll be at 100 the rest of the time. +3 attribute boost to yearly award winners. Okay, so that was something we introduced in 17 to kind of make up for the fact that your older players that did well got screwed on XP and didn't really get anything for winning awards. And then when you're superstars, it was almost penalized you if you're like a 28-year-old superstar and you didn't really get anything for being great. So that ain't right. So you can use this +3 attribute boost anywhere except for speed. Okay, so if you wanted to use it on strength, agility, acceleration. That's fine. Okay. What we do is we tag each person that wins an award. Coach of the year gets to use that +3 boost on any player. And then the MVP, of course, gets +3, and then they usually get their position award. So for each award you get, it's +3. So like for Deontay and the Rams last year, Todd Gurley won multiple awards. So he got +3 for each of those awards he won. So it is, something that's able to be stacked and built upon. All right, anywhere except speed. Okay. Talked about the Owners Award Show just now. We don't have trade committees here. Back in the long ago, in year one, we were the League of Legends, and we tried to have a trade committee, and it was just a damn fiasco. I mean, I'm sitting in corporate meetings, and I'm getting damn DMs and ad alerts about trades, and it was just a mess. So I trust. That's why we recruit smart, good people, because I don't bring in bums that want to trade away stars for draft picks, and then when they suck, they leave the league. We reserve the right to reverse any trades that we deem are not fair. Okay, we've only used that 2 or 3 times in our history as a league, and that's through 2 full Maddens, Madden 16 and Madden 17. So that's a reflection of you guys being smart and not doing stupid trades. One of the mantras of the league is to build your team your way. So last year we had a guy that had the Steelers, who was a good team, and he wanted to build it in his own image. So he moved the damn Steelers to Dublin, Ireland, and traded away all their good players, and that was so irritating to me. He's not here anymore, but that just got on my nerves. But he built it his way. That's the mantra of the league. Okay. Daddy League's an interactive website, of course. Some of you, I've got your names. I just got to add you to the league. If you don't know what Daddy Leagues is, send me a DM. I'll be glad to show you. Like I said, that's our league hub. That's where everything is housed at. And that's where we're going to be for the long term. The group me chat. It's the heart of the league. That's where everything happens. I take that very seriously. One of our co-commissions, Kyle, the Jaguars, one of his main tasks is making sure the chat is all good. All right. We don't do arguments in the main chat. You take it to DM. Okay. If you act crazy in the chat, I'm going to remove you till you cool off. If you just do something stupid in the chat, then you might just be gone. All right. I take that very seriously. Okay. This is an adult league. We have some young guys in here, but they're mature for the most part. And that's how we're gonna roll. All right. We have a lot of older guys in here. That's by design. Because that's what we look for. We look for guys that are adults and want to play the game to have fun and not just to damn cheat and try to win and then brag about it on Facebook or whatever. All right. It's not that kind of league. We're adults here. We treat each other with respect. Of course, in the heat of battle, you can get fired up, but you always respect each other at the end of the day. All right, and that's how we roll. Dedicated leadership. Jeff is my associate commissioner. He's been here from the start, and then Kyle and Cody have been here for a while also. Those guys, I believe in them. They each bring something to the league that's a little different. Cody's really good with videos. Kyle has commish experience, and Jeff is just crazy ass Jeff. So, nah, I'm kidding. Jeff is very dedicated to Madden and the league itself, and he believes in the rules very much so. And if I'm not around, those 3 guys have the authority to make decisions. So please respect them. Lee, you can type your comments in the chat, man. I got it pulled up. You don't have to comment on Ustream. Yeah, just type it in the chat and I'll be able to see it. Where are we at here? Alright, so we've been going since Madden 16. We're well organized, we're established. I I don't do a lot of marketing for the league. There's a lot of leagues out there that like to post all their stuff on Twitter and say we're doing this, we're doing that. I tried to get active on Facebook and network with some guys, and it just didn't sit well with me. I don't know if it's because I'm a bully. Well, I don't try to be a bully, but the way we do things here is a little different. We're a sim gameplay league, but we don't have all the regulations of a typical sim league, like with the trades and rosters and such. And then, I try to share my philosophy with people, and, they just look at me like I'm crazy. So it's like, you can't have one without the other. It's like sim people have to be really overbearing, and they have to have super control, and you have to do all these crazy things, and then you've got the non-sim guys who just let everything go and don't give a damn. So we're kind of a hybrid. We're definitely more on the sim side, but we're not strict to where I'm gonna not allow you to do stuff. So anyways, Cody, you bring saltiness every now and then when you play Jeff. Yeah. That's where your saltiness comes in, but otherwise you're pretty cool. Like I said earlier, if you weren't watching, Jerome, the Raiders guy, has some personal stuff going on. He won't be a part of the league right now, but he'll remain in here. And the first guy that leaves, he'll be ready to go after that. So we're not going to allow anyone to switch. All right, we're going to be recruiting a Raiders guy. We're looking for someone who's going to be very active and contribute to the league. The Raiders are a really good team. They're a popular team, so we're going to be really selective on who we bring in for that team to prosper in Madden 18. Let's see here. Any questions from anyone so far? I'll wait. I see nobody typing. How many people are we have watching? 8! Oh my gosh. I feel popular. Labor Day weekend coming up with a start date be pushed back. We're starting in the preseason, so I'm not too concerned about Labor Day. The advanced schedule will be posted on... well, not posted. We'll talk about the advanced schedule next Tuesday. But we're starting in preseason, so I think we'll be okay. I don't think anyone will miss anything. The only things that people may miss are that cut down date in week 4 of the preseason. But like I said, I have to get the game and kind of go through it myself to see how it's gonna flow. But I know that Monday is a big holiday. So that'll be in consideration, but we'll send out invites on the 1st at midnight, and that's Thursday going into Friday. So Friday at midnight, we're gonna send out invites to the league, and still the same free agent rules in the preseason. Nothing will change on that end of things there. But a good question. I forgot about that. I got gray hair going and stressed out. Longer preseason days. Starting out, yeah, we're not going to go into 4-hour increments starting out. I want to give people time to get the invite and then get settled into the league. So preseason will be a little longer than normal, like we do when the season starts. After year 1 and the draft and everything, we will kind of look at how we do preseason. I've got to go through it. They changed the cut date to preseason week 4 to cut players, so that will change how we advance. I know that for sure, because the delayed advances were if you had a lot of players on your roster and you had to cut down on those early dates. Good question though. I'll go through the game this weekend, and then I'll have a better answer for next week's show. Patch that's coming out. Honestly, I don't know much about it. If there has been one that they said they're going to do or whatever. Everything I've read so far from John White, the CFM guy, says that CFMs will be able to be updated on the fly with whatever patch comes out. So there's no concerns about waiting to start a CFM from everything that he said. All right, if that changes, then we'll adjust as we need to. But as far as I know, there's no concerns with that. About the preseason, we talked about starting points a little earlier. There's starting points for the CFM in each different part of the preseason. If we have to start it with preseason week 3 rosters, and we should be able to have those because of when the game's coming out. There should be an update for those week. Well, it should. Well, actually, with the trades, they should be updated by the time we start. We're not starting until September 1st, so we should have enough time to have those trades done. Last year there was a late trade with Dorial Green Beckham going to I think the Eagles, and I gave the guys the option of doing the trade or not, and I told them both had to agree. And I don't remember if we did that or not. But if we have to do that again, I'll give the teams the option that are involved to make the trade or not. And I'm the Bills, so God, of course, I'd love to keep Sammy Watkins, but I'm not going to argue about it. Of course, the Rams will want to make that trade. So I'll do it. I don't have a problem with that. And I think I'm involved in both of them with the Eagles, and I don't know. Yeah, but if it's not set up, we'll do it manually. Y'all can't tell. I've had a hell of a day. I'm tired as hell. Yeah, Lee. It'll still be one free agent in the preseason. One free agent for the entire preseason. So choose intelligently on who you want once you join the league. The big thing to make sure your PSN name is in your name in the league chat. Because that's what I'm going to use to send out invites. And some of you are already on my friends list, so that shouldn't be a problem. But if you're not, send me a friend request on a PSN to AceCoach704. All right, AceCoach 704. I'll accept it, and then you'll be on my friends list. So that'll speed up the process in sending out invites to the league at midnight on a Friday. And once again, that's Friday morning. So that's Thursday night going into Friday morning. No, I'm sorry. I won't have the game. Shit. It's a lot going on up here. So Friday night, invites will go out, and I'll send them, and then we'll start Friday night, September 1st. The league will start. My Lord, I'm not perfect. Any more questions from anybody in the league chat? Alright, so yeah, just a little sidebar. My boss got fired about a month and a half ago, probably 2 months now. I've been taking the lead on a lot of stuff at work, so I've been really busy. I'm on call 24/7. I'm getting married, so there's wedding planning going on. It's high school football season. I cover games for CarolinaVarsity.com. So we do videos. We do a ton of videos all the time. I cover football games. We had 3 games on Thursday, Friday, Saturday last week. So yeah, just a lot going on there. But I still take time out for you guys, and yeah, that's where we are. All right. We got 1 minute left in the show. I'll take anything, any other comments, questions, concerns about the league. Like I said, if you know a good guy for the Raiders, let me know. They're going to be grilled, okay, because I want a really good person in here. To all the new guys, thank you for joining, and welcome to the league. Like I said, I think we do a really good job here. Like I said, we're not the best, but we're pretty good. We're like a B. Maybe we'll get up to a B plus this year. We'll get to an A once we learn how to broadcast games without a delay, and put up all those fancy little graphics all the other leagues try to do now. All right. But yeah, so like I said, if you have ideas, ideas are always welcome for the league. Anything that we want to do to enhance the league is always welcome. If you have ideas from another league, I'm always open to listening. Um, but that's gonna pretty much do it. Cody going to the playoffs. You know what, man? Anything's possible. Anything's possible in Madden 18. If you believe it, then you will achieve it. And on that note, I'm going to end the show tonight. Thanks for everybody watching. 9 viewers, man. You know, if I had anything else to talk about, I'd keep going. Out of topics for tonight. Alright, guys. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you next week on PEL Live. Thanks.